Good morning, Spain. How lovely to have you with us once again here from our studio at Hard Rock Hotel, Marbella. We have an extra special program this week all about Easter. When we think of Easter, we think of Easter bunnies, Easter egg hunts, bonnets. But in Spain, it is completely different.
Las autoridades del pueblo de Madrid solicitan abrir esta puerta santa a la Semana Santa de Madrid. ¡Ay, ay! ¡Sobre los pies! ¡Vámonos despacito!
As you can see, not an Easter egg in sight. Easter in Spain is solemn, it's serious, it's about penitence, about reflection, quite unlike our commercial UK Easter, which is all about bunnies and fun and things. So I really thought it would be a nice idea for this week's program for us to actually delve into what the Spanish Easter is all about. And to help us, I've invited the lovely Joan Fallon. Good morning, Joan.
Good morning,
My favourite
everybody.
author, as many of you will know. But Joan wrote this book called Sophie is Still Missing. It's set in Malaga at Holy Week in Semana Santa, and a little girl goes missing, and unfortunately her body is found by a statue of Mary, and it takes you right into the brotherhood, the Hermandad, which I thought fascinating. And Neil, you're very big on processions and Easter, so glad to have you with us this week as well. And Lily, what do you think of Spanish Easter compared to how it's done back home? Because I imagine in your house you do mainly, I imagine, the English Easter?
I don't know, yes and no. I think I grew up very much going to all of the processions, well, mostly the Friday, Saturday, Sunday ones. And my mum and dad did do a little Easter egg hunt in like the garden and stuff like that. But no, in general, they always encouraged us to go to the processions, because I think it's important when you live in a place, even if you're not super religious, it's a huge cultural and traditional event, and people take it very seriously. So
I mean, as you've seen, it is very, very different. And I remember I moved out in 1980, 81. It was my first time being in Spain off summer season. And I was gaily making my way home when I suddenly came across the Klu Klux Klan. And I nearly died. I was terrified. I just couldn't understand, where have I come to live? It was so different. But when you actually then get past that the pointy hats is not Klu Klux Klan, they're called capirotes, and it comes back from the Spanish Inquisition, which is equally as scary, if you, to be honest. So, but there's a lot of tradition, it's a lot of feeling, a lot of sentiment. Joan, tell us a bit about, because you must have done quite a lot of investigation for your novel.
Yes, I did, but it's a series, you see. So what I thought I would do is each episode would be at a time when there was something special going on in Malaga. So we've got Semana Santa, we've got the night of San Juan, the Feria, etc. So the first book I decided to do at Easter, at Semana Santa. And I've been to the processions many times over the years, because really good friends of mine used to hire a balcony in the Plaza de Constitución, front of the Tribuna. So I read up a lot on it, but they'd explained an awful lot to me anyway over the years. And that seemed a sort of a striking start to the series.
When you were looking into the brotherhoods, it's amazing really when you see it's a generational thing. So you have children starting off as basically babies, and then they get more involved with the church and the different processions as they grow older. But then you see them 50 years later, they're heading up, and the pride of the families as they go through, and the closeness of the brotherhoods. how they protect themselves within the brotherhoods. Each one has their color code, and there's a lot of hierarchy within the system itself.
Lily said about it being cultural and social, and what you were saying, as much as religious is important in order for people like British and foreigners to enjoy it, really. Because, I mean, these are like sort of associations that run the whole year, and this is their big day, is when they take out their image of Jesus and their image of Mary, because, as you know, each brotherhood has a different one on their particular day of the year and go out.
Easter is this. I mean, it is processions. Some of them have bands that go with them, but a lot of them are silent. They'll go with candles, flowers, and the way they walk, it's kind of like ominous, because it's and some of the what would you call them, the floats, they can weigh like up to a ton.
Yeah, well,
I mean, these are seriously
much more
serious floats with flowers and candles.
It is, as you said, a traditional thing, because friends that I have, his father and his uncles used to belong to this brotherhood. Then they still belong to it, but they got too old to carry the thrones. So he and his brothers took it over, and now his children have taken it over. The grandchildren are still too small. So and it's such an important thing. It must go back a long time.
It goes back to the Counter-Reformation about sort of teaching people about the story of the death of Christ.
I mean, it follows the passion, like the
exactly,
last days
of Christ, and depending
and
in the bigger cities, there's lots more processions, there's lots more thrones, therefore there's lots more processions. But of course, Easter is joyous as well, because to Christian believers, Jesus rises again on the Sunday. So we said it was sad before. Sunday's a happy day.
Exactly, it goes through the process, doesn't it? Because there's something every day, isn't there?
I think it's really important to understand that as well, because it's quite easy as someone who either doesn't care or doesn't understand to just stand there, watch it go by, and kind of go, yeah, well, that was nice, but not really understand it. And there's really a proper pattern that follows through the exact events that went on. So yeah, if you're in a smaller area, I think normally you'd have the Friday,
or the Thursday, Monday, Thursday.
Sunday.
So Good Friday, when Jesus died on the cross, is the big day of the procession.
And the Sunday is also really important. But in bigger places like in Malaga, in Madrid, you'll
Seville,
have Domingo de Ramos, which is the Sunday before Easter.
Palm Sunday.
Exactly. Then you have the Monday, which is, they all symbolize different things, but I think it's also known as Monday of Authority. So Jesus kicked out the people who were trying to sell things to the devoted, who were trying to pray. Then Tuesday, he realizes that Judas is going to, correct me if I'm wrong, Judas is going to betray him. And then on the Wednesday is the day that Judas packs the betrayal of Jesus. Thursday is then the Last Supper. Friday is when he's crucified. Saturday is when Mary mourns obviously the death of her son, and Sunday is when he rises. And I think if you understand that pattern, when you go to these processions, you can see Sunday is joyous.
What they're reenacting.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sunday does, the music's more happy, and the way they move is
right,
more
and
joyous.
the ones where they're crying or they're silent fits in with exactly what's going on.
And in Malaga, they have one where a prisoner, even today, a prisoner is actually released outside the cathedral. I think is it the Wednesday? What did you say, the Wednesday?
I'm not sure what day the prisoner is released.
On the Wednesday, it's the procession of Jesus Rico.
And that goes back hundreds of years. So
and is it because they pardon him?
Yeah, they pardon the prisoner. A few other brotherhoods around Spain do it as well, and Malaga's one of them.
But how can they have that authority?
Well, the prison governors decide, and it's never some kind of crazy murder. It's normally someone on a relatively mild offence.
Yes, speeding.
No, something a bit more than that,
Right.
but relatively mild. And the prison governors decide as a committee, and then it's actually approved by the Spanish cabinet ministers in Madrid, not just the Malaga one, but the other ones as well. So it's quite. There's so much ritual goes on. And there's one where pigeons are released doves, released en route, and those sort of things. Wherever you are in Spain, really. I mean, look them up if you're here on holiday.
I mean, it's one of the most unique events in Europe.
Yes.
If you are here over Easter, please go check it out, because really, I mean, it's unique. You've never seen anything like it. You will never see anything like it. And I think to get involved, particularly with a little bit of understanding of what's going on,
It makes it
it's
better
quite
as well, doesn't it?
spectacular.
And
Yeah.
what it keeps alive, and I like what you said, Nicole, where all the generations are involved. I mean, these are growing in importance. You know, these are not some sort of time-frozen historical enactment. More people, young people, are getting involved every year. And it's keeping alive traditional crafts. It's keeping alive music, because these bands are big and full of young people. Things like metalwork, silverwork, and embroidery. I mean, and these are real living things that evolve each year. They're not frozen in time. And these traditional handicrafts are evolving and being supported, which is fantastic.
It is fantastic, and the garments they wear when they go to in the processions and everything, every last detail is spectacular. And we can still paint eggs and do our Easter egg hunt and wear our Easter bonnets as well.
Yes.
¿Lo oyes?
Do you hear it?
No puedo explicarte,
I can't explain it to you,
pero puedo
but I
mostrarte.
can show it to you.
No es fácil.
It's
de
not
entender.
easy to understand.
Por eso hablamos
That's
de
why we speak of faith
pasión.
and passion.
He visto la
I have
luz de
seen
las
the
velas
candlelight
de la
flicker in the
noche.
night.
He
I have
visto
seen
la
tears of sorrow, but
pero
never of
de
pain.
dolor.
The
Las
flowers, the
el
smoke,
humo, el
the singing.
canto. ¿Lo oyes?
Do you hear it? It's silence.
Y también el
And also the
rugido de las
roar of
trompetas,
trumpets,
el
the
resonar.
echo of the drums.
Puedes verlo,
You can see it,
puedes
you
oírlo,
can hear it,
incluso
you can
puedes oler.
even smell it.
Es memoria,
It's memory,
es
it's
emoción,
emotion,
es algo.
it is something that stays within.
No puedo
I
explicar.
can't explain it to you,
Que puedes
but I know you can feel it.
Easter in Spain couldn't be more different from Easter back in the UK, but there are some exceptions. Some of those sweet things that they eat at Easter are very similar to things we have back home. For example, the very typical torrija is basically French toast. I love how it sounds so different. Yeah, you really
or
looks
e-
different, but it's
yeah.
French toast.
Yeah, or even egg fried bread we used to.
Eggy bread, eggy bread.
Eggy bread.
Yeah, used to have that in the weekends. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, the torrija originally they used it after the fasting of Easter, and they used to use it for the old breads. So when the bread was like going stale after it had been a couple of days, I think it was originally the convents used to do it. The nuns used to make these egg-soaked breads, so then they could feed the children. So it originated from those kind of times.
Yeah.
But I'm sure bread and butter pudding and things like that must have come from
Very
the same
similar.
reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
religion, isn't it? I mean,
No,
Easter's
and also
the
they're
same
making the good of like bubble and
Yeah,
squeak.
not
It's just
wasting.
using the leftovers.
Absolutely.
How do we make
Yeah.
something good out of what's left?
Yeah. But if you're wanting to make them healthy, I don't know if you're wanting to.
We're getting the Linda twist. Celery. The Linda twist on Easter.
No celery, no
No
celery.
bread and no eggs. That's not very interesting, Linda.
No, there's no eggs in there.
Don't mess with Linda. Let's see what she has to say. Give the girl a chance.
You can change because normally it's egg and milk mixed together. So instead you can just do like a vegan milk with some nice cinnamon in it.
Good idea.
A little
Good
bit of
idea.
lemon rind, so then it's like flavorful. You soak it, and then to make it crispy, you can put a little bit of now this sounds weird, chickpea flour.
Right.
I know it sounds odd, but you mix that with the rest of the vegan milk, and then you soak it in that, and then you pan fry it. So then it goes nice and crispy. Then you got like the cinnamon and all the rest of it inside it. So it's actually not bad.
So you
want
can
to
have
have
it
a
lindified.
Linda.
Or you can get your egg, your milk, whiskey, a load of sugar and go for it.
Binge
Powdered
on it.
sugar on top.
And you can put coconut sugar mixed with the cinnamon to make it a little bit more healthy if you wanted to.
It's good to know there's options.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like
Those
I'm
good
listening
options.
to this.
I know which one I'm going for.
And it sounds very unfamiliar to me, but say, as I mentioned before, my kids are vegan. So this would be exactly how a vegan person would have to adapt a typical dish. So it's nice we're covering all tastes here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you could bake it in the oven instead of deep frying it and having all that grease and all the rest of it. Anyway, enjoy.
We're drooling with all deep
Definitely
grease.
worth doing those because I mean, people do have it. You know, it's a real tradition that most Spanish people will have around a family meal around Easter time. So make the effort.
Yeah, but in
to make
Seville,
torrijas.
They don't soak it in milk. They soak it in wine.
Now you've got her. Now she's yours.
For breakfast, though.
No.
This is like an afternoon thing.
Yeah,
you do.
Dessert wine.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then I thought I'd talk a little bit just about the typical English ones with the hot cross buns. I do love hot cross buns.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't adapt them too
You
much.
can't. Toasted with butter.
But I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the history of it. The reason why originally they used to make it with the different spices, with clove, with cinnamon, with allspice, because those would preserve the bread longer.
Yes.
And so
Good
it would
idea.
keep it longer. But there was Elizabeth I, she actually banned hot cross buns because it was like, because of the spices, it was kind of like a witchy kind of thing.
Okay.
And then because of the cross, it was like
So the
a
cross is
religious
meant to be
thing.
represent the cross of Jesus.
Yeah,
isn't
the cross
it?
of Jesus.
All right, so it's quite symbolic.
Yeah, so she only banned it, and you could only have it on Good Friday, Christmas, and funerals. So she only banned it, so you could have it only in those times.
How curious.
But then, I mean, it's quite a healthy bread. It didn't have the sultanas in the olden days because that was only when they started importing things from other countries. Because that's like from the grapes and things, and in the UK they wouldn't have grapes. But the bread was like a healthy thing also for them, and it would last quite a long time. So you've got the cinnamon, which is really good for the balance.
Was that also like a
sugar
Lent
levels.
thing? The things that you can make and they're there
And
because
stay
you're
a
not meant to
long
be doing
time.
things or cooking, or you're meant to be like just repenting.
They're very, very tempting. If you've got Spanish friends and you've got a British supermarket near you, it really is worth buying these because the Spanish really like them and then they don't have them. So, you know, there's so many Spanish traditions that are sort of imposed on us this time of year. Take our own tradition.
Yeah, definitely.
They're only
I
imposed on us
really
because we live in Spain.
Well, imposed in a
I hate
positive.
to just thought I'd comment it like that.
Imposed in a positive way.
In a
Yeah.
positive
that we come across.
But it is nice
that we
to
come
share
across.
Yeah,
culture,
absolutely.
and I think that
Yeah.
they are, you know, people are equally interested. I like, you know, all different nationalities seeing how we do the same things differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
And
takes
it-
on the same thing.
And I think it is great you can get them here in Spain. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere now. I mean, there's not one. I think even in villages now, if it's not in a shop, it's online.
And I'm sure if people haven't tried it before, they would like it. I mean, they're not really offensive, are
No,
they?
they're
You know, there might
ingredients
be-
that-
It's like
I mean, if
crumpets.
you
I've
don't
never met anyone who hasn't liked a crumpet or a bagel. Bagel.
Exactly.
Bagel.
What about Easter eggs, which of course in most parts of Spain you can't get anywhere? Very
No,
few.
it's only in the
Yeah.
British
Yeah,
supermarket.
I mean,
Well, I think
Spanish
now
don't
the
give-
Cadbury's cream eggs are basically everywhere.
Yeah.
Not that I'm promoting them.
And then I was quite curious about why do we have eggs at Easter time, but apparently it's for the abundance kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's for the abundance, it's springtime and
New life.
and
New life.
fertility and all
Yeah.
those kind
Well,
of things.
originally Easter was a pagan festival of spring and the new year and new birth,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So it's throwing
I
back.
think that was pagan. I
to
kind of think
that.
that's the original.
Yeah.
Because if you actually look into history, when the Gregorian calendar that we use was made up by people who decided, well, let's have 12 months and let's start Christmas here. It was very much an instigated political move because I truly believe that the beginning of the year has to be spring.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
only logical
Makes
thing.
perfect
And
sense.
28 days make 13 months. kind of logical as
And you-
opposed to let's have one here and 31 there, and so let's just split it up between 12.
And you were talking about it with Nikki recently, weren't you? Talking about it makes more sense
It
to
makes
have
more
the new
sense.
year in spring and
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
I mean, look, the sunshine.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yes.
And coming back to the egg kind of thing, there's also another dessert that they make here in Spain. It's called the Monas de Pascua. Have you seen those?
Yeah, well, they're the kind of Easter eggs, particularly in the northern
Yeah,
area, that,
yeah.
that they give on Easter Monday.
Yes, yes. So it's like a brioche kind of bread with like little orange grind in it, and they put like a boiled egg in it. And then originally it used to be the grandparents, the godparents
Yeah.
would give to their
godchildren. Yes.
and they would make it bigger depending on the age of the child, and it was like that they had to look after the godchildren until they were 12 years old, and so that's why it was like an offering, and that they were looking after them until that
And
time.
that's huge in Catalonia, Barcelona, all around there as well. That's a real
Valencia,
tradition.
Valencia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, because as you say, each area, each province, each comunidad has its own peculiarities
Yeah.
Very much.
for celebration.
Yeah.
I always think every year like, there's something that goes around on social media, whether it's in the UK, it's normally UK, I suppose, where they have a picture as soon as Christmas is finished. In some stores in January, they've
The
already got the
3 rows
Easter
of
eggs
eggs,
out. It's
I
like,
know.
no, give us a break. Commercial.
Exactly. I'm waiting to see some Christmas things out now. It's like, I mean, surely people are ready. I mean, it's already, like, it's crazy how quickly the time is going by. So we have to make the most of it. And trying some of these delicious Spanish dishes over Easter, I think, is certainly worthwhile, as well as our hot cross buns and our typical English things, making the best of all worlds.
If you would like to join Linda on a retreat or would like more information, please feel free to contact us.
And now, let's see how Gypsy Chef makes a traditional torrija.
The traditional torrija is a piece of dry or stale bread soaked in milk and then fried.
Las torrijas.
But to make the crazier version, in this jar I have coconut milk, brown sugar and a good splash of rum. You shake all this so it mixes well, and what you have to do is take the piece of bread and soak it well with this mixture. If you leave this from one day to the next, it's amazing.
Con esta mezcla. Y si esto te lo dejas de un día para otro, ya es la leche. Y cuando haya absorbido toda la leche,
When the bread has absorbed all the milk, you have to coat it in sugar on all sides and put it on the
todas
plate.
las caras. Ponerlo en el plato. Y así poco a poco vas quemando todas las caras. Hasta que te queda
Little by little, you torch all the sides until you end up with a perfect square torrija with a fabulous
con un
caramel
sabor a
flavour.
caramelo bestial. Y para
And to
terminar,
finish,
un
a
toque
touch of lime.
de lima. Torrijas
This is your express coconut and lime torrija.
y lima.
When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linea Directa. When you most need your insurance company, Linea Directa are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linea Directa really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online.
Have you heard of Zero Hero? Well, I'll tell you. Zero Hero is a community initiative that rewards designated drivers with free soft drinks. Every single one of our venues gets special branding, including this sticker which has a QR code which will lead you straight to our website. The Zero Hero project is in collaboration with the Linea Directa Road Safety Foundation. So whether you're a customer who goes to wonderful restaurants or a restaurant who serves wonderful people, this is definitely something for you. Go to our zerohero.es website to find out more.
Well, if you're getting ready for a holiday, well done, well deserved. A reminder that if you're travelling from a non-EU country into a Schengen area EU country in the coming months, you're still probably going to find hold-ups at the border, because it's still ongoing is this entry-exit system where people are starting to register with their fingerprints and their passport photo and their photograph to go through border control, okay? It's taking a lot longer than the EU thought. It was meant to have been ready by next week, by April the 10th, and all rolled out. But actually, countries now have been allowed to extend it further.
Isn't it funny how every time there's something going on, when it comes to, it's like, well, just need a few more days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a huge system, and I think at the end of the day, it worked really well. But we're going to have sort of hassle over the summer. Of course, there've been huge headlines even over the winter. Lisbon Airport, for example, completely suspended the system. There's been queues, I think, at Geneva Airport of several hours during the ski season as well. And of course, so many people come into Spain, and particularly from the UK and countries outside the EU, that you're likely to be sort of held up. Hints: if you're flying in and you've got someone picking you up or rent a car, tell them that you're likely to be held up at the border. So don't have someone waiting there 5 minutes after you've landed, because that's a bit unfair. If it takes a bit longer to go through border control. And if you're flying out, make sure you get to the airport in plenty of time, and go to duty free by always top up on the booze and the cigarettes, whatever you need to do. But then don't hang around if you're flying to the UK or something. You need to go through passport control, so you go through the queue pretty quickly.
Hannah was saying she just come back from the UK, and she was saying that if you go through as soon as you can, you're there early, you go through as soon as you can, you just make things easier for yourself, you avoid stress until things sort themselves
and even
out.
if your gate's not shown, you can normally wait the other side of passport control.
Exactly, because they're still going to have what gates you're going to go to once you're through. I tend to go through immediately when I get there.
I have, a little question about the registering thing. So obviously there'll be loads of people like us, where I've got a British passport, but obviously a Spanish residency card and everything. So I went to England not so long ago, and I registered and I wasn't meant to, or should I? I don't understand.
Very important point.
Okay.
Very important point. Don't register if you're a resident.
That's why I was
Spain,
told not
and if
to.
you're a Spanish passport holder, okay. If you're a British resident, you need to have one of these little plastic pieces of card called the TIE card now in order to avoid it. If you've still got one of the old EU green pieces of paper as a British citizen who lives here, then you are going to have to register because they can't read that. So that's a pain. So everyone's recommending that you go through the process of swap to the plastic TIE card. And of course, if you're an EU citizen, Germany, Belgium, Denmark, wherever you're from, none of this really applies to you, and it's not going to affect you. It's if you're from America.
It's so funny how
Canada.
we've changed. Like when I first lived here, we weren't part of Spain wasn't part of Europe, and now England's not part of Europe. It's like, who'd have thought?
Yeah, and Ireland is in the EU, so of course it doesn't apply to Ireland like that. So that's my sort of hints really to get through. But big changes linked to this a little bit at the border with Gibraltar. Many people cross over from southern Spain on holiday to go shopping in Gibraltar and sightseeing. And in fact, something like 20,000 Spanish people work in Gibraltar and cross the border every day.
Your father goes across to Gibraltar every day.
That's right.
And has done for years.
That's right. Yeah. So he traditionally has had to show his passport or his ID to go through, because there's a land border, because Gibraltar's British and Spain's obviously not. Well, there's a new EU-Britain treaty that's come out, and it's going to be coming into effect in the coming months, whereby that land border that holds your dad up every morning and means that everyone has to remember their passport when they're going to go through is going to disappear.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
All right, that's over. Because Gibraltar voted very heavily to stay in the EU in the Brexit referendum, but of course came out because it's part of the UK. So there's been a very complicated deal done between the British government and the EU, whereby it'll allow the border to be free-flowing, and effectively Gibraltar kind of becomes part of the Schengen area, becomes part of the customs union, so none of that stopping. But what it means is, and this is officially meant to start on April the 10th, but guess what?
It's been delayed.
It's going to be delayed.
No.
The border will actually move to Gibraltar Airport. So everyone entering Gibraltar Airport, whether they're staying in Gibraltar or they're going across into Spain, because Gibraltar Airport, you know, is right on the Spanish border. Gibraltar's tiny. And most people that fly into Gibraltar Airport are really going on holiday to Spain or living here. The border will move there. So you'll get your passport checked twice when you arrive at Gibraltar Airport. You'll get it checked by Gibraltar customs authorities or British authorities, if you like. And then immediately you'll kind of hop into a funny building they're building just on the Spanish side, which will be the Spanish clearance. And then you'll go back into the main terminal and you're free to move between Gibraltar and Spain if you want. But only, of course, if you're a visitor for those 90 days. As long
And
as
if
you're
you're in
EU.
Spain already, you go across and
Exactly.
in theory it's
Freely.
just
Yes.
free movement.
Just on day
Exactly,
trips and
yes.
as if it was
Yeah.
Spain.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't forget your passport yet if you're going from Spain to Gibraltar, because it's not officially in place. They wanted it to start on April the 10th because that's the day that the EES system's meant to be in place. It doesn't look like they're going to be ready, but look out for that in the coming days.
But I think
and
that is
months.
very exciting,
Yeah, no, it
particularly the
is.
people who work on either side of the border, because it's a lot of hassle, especially in summer, Easter, all these times when you've got
Yeah.
extra people coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the lineups are just crazy.
They can, yes, they can be
It's
hellacious.
just insane.
Yeah, there's real friction there. And those towns, the other side of the border in Spain, places like La Linea and San Roque, are going to see a real economic boost.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow.
I mean, clearly, if someone's in Gibraltar, they come to live in Spain, they'll have to become Spanish residents and pay tax. But just having that free-flowing thing is a real
yeah.
step forward. There's going to be a little bit of increase in tax in Gibraltar
that was my question,
yeah.
import tax. So when goods are imported, not services, goods, they're going to put a 15% rising to 17% on, just to equal it up, because Gibraltar's known as a low tax regime. So there's still going to be virtually no VAT in Gibraltar. It's just that when goods are imported, they're going to have a bit of a tax put on, you know, by the shopkeepers.
Yeah.
And also they're going to equal up the cigarette tax, because you know there's this big sort of racket going on of people taking cigarettes across the border. They're going to bring it almost as close to the EU, and that's coming up for the
huge,
next
though.
3 or 4 years as well. So big steps forward for Gibraltar, and we're pleased for them as our friends
Very exciting.
Very much.
on the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make my day. Make my day.
Well, we've been talking about food for Easter. Let's go over now to join Chef Nick at the Good Morning Spain kitchen at the food room for a nice little tapper for when your guests pop by.
Hello and good morning, Spain. Today we're going to be making pâté de atún, tuna pâté. Really, really nice dish. Sounds a bit weird for us, but it actually works fantastic. So really easy. Everything's already cooked, so we've just got to do some blending. Great one to do early for a party. Get those people dipping. You could use this one as a canopy. People will ask, oh, what was that? And it's a good way to eat tuna. Fantastic way to just make an easy snack. So I've got some tuna here into my blender. Got some red bell peppers into my blender too. That's going to give it that fantastic colour. Couple of capers. Squeeze the lemon juice. Couple of anchovies. That's just going to back that tuna up a bit, give it a punch. Some cream cheese. Two. Now we're going to give this all a blend. giving this a good blend. We already looks fantastic. So we're just going to go in with some seasoning. Now we've got enough salt from our tuna and from our anchovies. That will be a little bit salty. A little bit of olive oil here too. Another little blend. Give this a little push around. Make sure we're getting all those bits that have gone up the side nice and smooth. A little blend. Let's give this a little taste. I'll put it on the nose, doesn't need anything. Now we could put this in the fridge. It will harden up a little bit because you've got the cream cheese in there. But for the purposes of tasting today, we can go straight into a bowl. Fantastic dip this. Just a great way of getting tuna into the kids as well. They really won't know at all. You won't be able to tell from the taste of it. Easy one to finish. A little bit of parsley on top. A couple of sprigs of rocket. That's just going to give it that pepperiness. A little crack of black pepper on top. A little sprinkle of pimentón dulce. This is my tuna pate. Let's give this a go. Some nice little crispy bits of bread that I've made earlier. Give that a little dip. You hear this crunch. So good. Give this a go. Let me know how you get on. Delicious. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Linea Directa has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, lineadirecta.com. We thought having Joan here would be a perfect opportunity to share some very special news. Joan, congratulations. Please tell our audience your wonderful news.
Well, it's still in its early days, so I'm not cracking open the carver yet. But I was talking to another author who told me he'd got a new publisher, and I thought, oh, well, I'll have a look at them. A UK publisher. And so I got in touch with them, and they were delighted that I got in touch, and they want to take all my books over. Now, to explain to people who don't know me, I've been 20 years self-publishing, and that's a long time. And self-publishing is very hard, and it certainly was when I started 20 years ago. So this was like, oh yes, please, because they're going to take the hard work away. The getting the covers designed, setting up the books, doing the marketing. All I have to do is write and get my book edited, and that's it.
Well,
I just can't believe my luck.
congratulations. Is it Vinci Books?
You see, it's called Vinci Books, and it's a UK
Well, congratulations. And is this the first one they're bringing out, the reprint?
They're doing the series.
The series.
Yes.
So this is the first one. So we were talking about this before. Talks about Holy Week, good one to pick up now for Easter. Good read for Easter.
Yes.
And then you have the following ones, a new one will be coming out after that.
Yes,
And-
that's held up the new one
Because of
now-
this?
No, because of the publishers. They want to do them in order, you see.
Well, that
So-
makes sense. And I have to say,
Yes.
Joan is one of my favourite authors. A very easy, interesting and informative read, whether it's fiction or whether you're doing historical books. I mean, they're really fascinating.
Thank
Check
you.
out Joan Fallon, self-published or with Vinci Books in the UK. Woo!
As it's Easter week, I thought I'd look at some books that are set during Easter time. A couple of books for adults and a couple of books for children. Starting with adults, the first one that sprung to mind was Chocolat by Joanne Harris, originally published in 1999. It's a real timeless novel of a straight-laced village's awakening to joy and sensuality. Every page offers a description of chocolate to melt in the mouths of chocoholics, francophiles, armchair gourmets, cookbook readers, and lovers of passion. In a tiny French village where nothing much has changed in 100 years, beautiful newcomer Vienne and her exquisite chocolate shop arrive and instantly begin to play havoc. Each box of luscious bonbons comes with a free gift, Vianne's uncanny perception of its buyers' private discontents and a clever, caring cure for them. Is she a witch? Soon the parish no longer cares as it abandons itself to temptation, happiness, and a dramatic face-off between Easter solemnity and the pagan gaiety of a chocolate festival. It was adapted into a really lovely film the following year in 2000, starring Juliette Binoche and Johnny Depp. Then we have a bit of a thriller. Thick as Thieves by Sandra Brown is a romantic suspense thriller that centres on a heist gone wrong during Easter weekend. The 2020 novel follows Arden Maxwell returning to Caddo Lake, Texas, to confront the past after her father disappeared 20 years prior, leaving behind a dead accomplice and a missing $500,000. Arden has never reconciled with her father's abandonment of her and her sister. After countless personal setbacks, she decided to return to her family home and finally get answers to the many questions that torment her. Little does she know, two of her father's co-conspirators, a war hero and a corrupt district attorney, are watching her every move. Then a couple of light-hearted ones for the children or families. We have Stories for Easter by Enid Blyton. This is a collection of short Easter stories where you can go on an Easter adventure to imagine the biggest chocolate egg ever, discover a lamb who took a ride in a pram, and help a rabbit on a very windy day. Perfect for children age 5 and up. Many of the stories focus on the arrival of spring, featuring characters like Dick helping a shepherd fix a lamb's broken leg, or poems about cherry blossoms and daffodils. It's delightful. Perfect one to read to the children at bedtime. And finally, I've talked about this series before because I think the titles are hilarious. The Dinosaur That Pooped Easter. Yes, you heard that right. It's by McFly's Tom Fletcher. You can join Danny and Dino as they search for Easter eggs in this excellent Lift the Flap story. With rip-roaring rhyme and laugh-out-loud silliness, the Dinosaur That Pooped series has sold over 1.5 million copies around the world. It features rhymes like, Danny and Dino's big Easter tradition was hunting for eggs on a chocolatey mission. This year they were looking in fairy tale land. They needed some eggs for a feast they had planned. So the characters of Danny and Dino are searching for Easter eggs in fairy tale land. They hunt up beanstalks and go inside the houses of the 3 pigs, and soon they have plenty of chocolate. But when they take an egg from a magical cave, they get into trouble with the cave's owner, a grumpy dragon. Can Dino's quick thinking and rumbly tummy save the day? You'll have to read the book to find out.
I was invested there.
Yeah, that's exactly like, tell us more.
I love a rhyme.
I remember when I was a little girl, we had that, like it was like story time on the radio and Listen with Mother.
Exactly, that was the thing, Listen with Mother.
Listen with Mother, and at kindergarten they put us down in it. I mean, it was just the same. I felt just the same.
I love it. I think rhyming is a great way to get kids into books and reading, because it's nice to listen to. It's even as an adult, I love poetry, but as a kid particularly, it's fun. You feel the rhythm in the words, and
No, it's definitely fun.
Those are nice choices.
And then you were talking about the chocolate. I've seen the movie.
Yeah,
it's fabulous. I mean, I've seen the movie a few times.
Yeah,
especially when she's like making the chocolate and she's putting all the spices in it, and how those chocolates just do different things to different people. So
it's clever, isn't it? Yeah. And the power of either reading about it or seeing it on film, it makes you want to eat it, doesn't it?
No, definitely, yes. Yeah.
I'm very lucky I don't have that weakness.
Chocolate
with
weakness.
chocolate. Yes. I'm not big. I'm
not really. Doesn't move me.
Seeing it does, but
I like, as I say, with the idea of it and the idea of the Easter eggs and the chocolate, and I know that the dark chocolate is very healthy for
that's
us.
my favourite, actually.
But no, it's good to not be addicted.
No,
to have it all the
I feel
time.
very blessed in that respect. I have a lot of other things that make up for not eating chocolate. There's always something. Well, really nice book choices.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect for Easter. Get reading, everyone. Get reading.
What does this beautiful city have that opens its arms when the light reaches your heart? What is it that awakens the light which draws a smile of love on your face? The green of her eyes strips away the heart of a city dressed in mantilla that dries the tears of Mary. You are a beautiful city of light that shines like never before when he crosses your path. Radiant flower, city of passion, hope, peace and favourite of love. Open your arms, Jaen, for the Saviour is coming. This beautiful city of light, land of the Holy Kingdom, once again smells of carnation of love in every corner as the Lord passes by. What do you have, Jaen, that you become a city of light when you live the Semana Santa?
Linea Directa appreciates just how important our pets are to us, and that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market, from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website Linea.Directa.com. Delighted to welcome back to the studio the lovely Elena, General Manager of the Hard Rock Hotel Marbella. Elena, lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you every week.
Nice to be back in our outside
Outside.
studio. It's really lovely, the fresh air. A little bit chilly still in the mornings, but we're coping. And lovely when you put nice grass down or coming up in the world.
Yeah.
How's things looking for Easter?
It looks really, really nice. Occupancy is increasing quickly. Despite all that it's going on, Spain keeps to be a secure place, and we are happy with the expectations. So
the hotel recently, I mean, it's just been so packed.
Oh, yes.
So many events.
Yes.
I mean, the last one, they took over every centimetre of the
Yeah.
hotel. Very impressive.
We are getting more and more specialized in meetings, events, and all of this get-together for companies and special congresses. They are taking place here at the hotel. We have lots of conference spaces that allows us to have the hotel busy even in winter without pool, because the weather it's been poorly lately, but sun is back.
But it is really nice because you say you have all the conference spaces,
Yes.
but then you have all the lounge areas
Yes.
as well. So it really does lend itself very
Yes.
nicely. And one thing that, I don't know, loads of things, but I love the idea of the coming up with the Queen Mania. Tell us a bit about Queen Mania.
Queen Mania. I'm so excited about this event because it's something it's been on in Madrid and Valencia. It's a production company called Rock en Familia, and they've been for 10 years almost doing shows all across Spain, and it's the very first time here in Marbella.
Brought by you.
Yeah, I brought my kid time ago, and it was amazing. So it's a way to explain the new generation who was Queen, who was he as a kid, and explaining all of those sounds that we have in mind, like all of these, those sounds that we know, but they don't understand. They don't know why we do it like that, or so it's a way to explain them, to have fun. It's a show, kids-friendly hour. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. Saturday, 11th of April, and tickets are on sale already. And there are family packages for tickets as well, quite convenient. So
Definitely something I will be doing. I am a Queen fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
and all for the things you say, it's not just the music, it's how they changed the industry. And Freddie Mercury singing with Montserrat Caballé, for example, is probably one of my most precious memories of the diversity, his talent. So very excited about that one.
So I'm happy that this is a success and waiting for everyone to join us.
And the buffet lunches are still on?
Yes, we have our breakfast open to everyone that wants to join us for breakfast. Day passes as well for this nice Easter time. I think the weather is going to be amazing, so everyone is invited to come for our day passes, and buffet dinner is also available.
I say one of the nicest buffets you will find anywhere.
Thank you.
It has everything
Really
on
good.
it.
Just everything.
Yes, I tasted everything.
Really, even for
the fussy eaters, yes.
Even for the ones who want like the vegan milks and the this. Everything.
Yeah, I was like totally
the
impressed.
vegetables.
Yeah.
I even said to my kids, you can go to the buffet and you don't have to just eat sides. The amount of vegetables and things, and sauces.
Yes.
All the sauces.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Salad bar, meat grill.
Yeah, exactly. Because apart from all the things that you got out, you then have the live action grill for the meats, and it really is really impressive and very well priced.
Yes.
Thank
To
you.
be such an exclusive hotel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hard Rock Hotel, Marbella, waiting for all of us. Aren't we lucky?
Make my day. Make my day.
We hope you found the program informative and fun. Do check out our website, goodmorningspain.com. Lots of articles following up on topics discussed, links to our social media, our YouTube channel. We love having you with us. Have yourselves a great week and see you again next week for more. Happy Easter. Bye for now. Bye.